So you're a person who helps people with drug and alcohol abuse, but you got into this line of work from personal experience.
Yes, that is
So
true.
kind of tell us about your life a little bit.
Okay. So, like I said, I'm 37 and I am from Georgetown. And I think that's important because I do believe that where you are geographically matters. And so, here, right in South Carolina, matters. And my parents have been married for 40 years. My daddy's a preacher also, and I'm the eldest of three. So I'm the oldest, the oldest daughter. I have a sister and a brother. And I'd say that drugs and alcohol was not something that I grew up seeing. I was aware of it, but I was not directly affected by it in my personal life. So I didn't really have a deep conceptual understanding of it. And so when you don't understand something, you can't feel it or have the necessary compassion to change it or at least make a lasting change.
So your addiction did not start because you went out partying and got hooked. You were prescribed medication.
I was prescribed medication.
Was it for a medical condition?
I got injured in the Navy, and then I was prescribed prescription medication, different narcotic medications for a few years. And at first I would say that I was, I use the word dependent simply because of the stigma that's attached to the word addicted. But to be honest, I was completely addicted. I had lost myself. I wasn't aware of anything really. And because I lost myself, I had to lose everything in order to be here. So now I understand what addiction does to the spirit of the man. And
So when you say you lost everything, kind of explain what that means.
I lost my breath. I lost love. I didn't understand what my hands felt like, or what it felt like to get up and get coffee, or to appreciate anything. I couldn't appreciate anything. And so, like, my dream life would be to get up, go for a run, grab some coffee, hug my loved ones, take a shower, and not need anything to do that. Thank God to be able to do that. And I needed prescription pills to get out of bed and take a shower. So I had to get over that. And it took struggle, it took sadness, and I know love because of sadness.
How common is it that people, do get addicted when they're just taking medicine for medical purposes?
It's extremely common. So you can become addicted the first time you take prescription medication. So within a week, you can unknowingly or nebulously become addicted to something. But for me, one of my mottos is humility heals, me too can save a life. And I don't base my help as far as prevention on how a person became addicted. So that part doesn't matter to me personally. So yes, it is true that no, I didn't go out and party and become addicted. I became addicted, and to me that's no different than anyone else that became addicted because they went out, they started drinking, and now they're addicted. Because I believe when we remove judgment, that's when we see the outliers that are so powerful and that can actually heal people.
So what age were you when this addiction or dependency started?
I would say in my early 20s.
And how long did it last before?
I would say it lasted probably 5 to 8 years, maybe almost 10 years, because for me, I was still functioning. So I still went to college, I still became a realtor, I still did what I wanted to at that time. However, I wasn't present. I needed something. So for me, I feel like whatever I need more than to get up and take a shower, whatever I need, that's my God. So to me, that was my God. That's what I needed. That's what I wanted. And I didn't want to need or be ruled by anything. So that is why I chose to go through the struggle of getting clean So it was about 2 to 3 years ago that I talked to my doctors and told them, hey, this is a problem. So like I said, I wasn't like falling out or anything like that. I was just needing it. So I still live with pain or still live with fear. I still do those things, but I choose to breathe through them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I said, I don't judge the addiction based on how far the person is gone. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different for me. So I guess it's kind of hard because sometimes people see a person that's addicted to crack, and I've never seen it, but they're addicted to that and they judge them. And for me, I have this term where I say love mine. They make, I hope that that person never knows what that means, because they're your sisters, they're your brothers. And I always say it never matters until it's me. So there's too much judgment. And once people remove that and just figure out, okay, so this is what's going on. And there's so many other things environmentally that are problems, like clean water, clean air. It's a whole bunch of different things. People aren't really aware. I had to become aware of my gut health. That's the number one thing. You know, I watched this show once, a TED Talk, and I saw this doctor, and she said 90% of information from our gut is transmitted to our brain, and only 10% from our brain to our gut. So we really are what we eat. So I was just kind of like, wow, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we got to eat right. We got to exercise. We got to think right. We got to learn how to hijack our mind so that neuroplasticity is possible.
So what was the worst time that you went through while you were dependent?
The worst time, as far as physically,
Yeah,
mentally,
I mean, when it just got bad.
I mean, I would say, like I said, there were times where I couldn't get out of bed. I would say when I realized that I needed to, whenever I changed my life, there was a time where I looked at my room door and I realized I wasn't getting out of bed for like years. And I was just like, oh my God, this was my view for so long, and I was so comfortable, and it was scary to realize like the dimensions you can go, you know what I mean?
You started a program to beat the addiction dependency. Where was that at, and what was the process like
Of starting the program?
Yeah, I mean,
so for me, I changed my life because, well, there's a couple things. So the eyes of my loved ones, I looked into their eyes and saw love. I'm almost 40, I don't have any children, but I saw that they needed me. They loved me. They need their big sister. They need their auntie. They need their friend. You know, I have friends that I didn't get to say goodbye to because I wasn't healthy. And so that hurt. And, you know, people don't have time for an explanation or your why, because it really doesn't matter. So the love, you know, I had this cat. His name was Chance. And he had the prettiest, bluest topaz eyes. Every time I would grab that pill bottle, Chance would like stare into my eyes. And I lost Chance like 4 months ago. And I mean, he really like, he blessed my life so much. And he's not here anymore. But like, I feel like he knew, like he wanted me to hold on, be strong, because I'm not ashamed to tell my story. And I can help save someone else.
no, but how did you beat the addiction?
I beat the addiction with God.
Oh, you did it on your own.
I beat the
you
addiction
didn't go to
with
Betty
God.
Ford or nothing.
So I would say that the vet center really helped me. I went to the vet center and I worked with this guy named Michael. Michael really, really, really helps me. And then also Michael sent me to this place called Barnabas Horse Foundation. Have you heard of it? It's amazing. And I met my heart horse Compliments, and Compliments now since then has passed away, but he taught me grounding. Like he taught me what it felt like to be in the presence. And to be honest, I'm kind of afraid of horses. They're so huge, but I wasn't afraid of him. And like, I was just in the moment, and we just never realized how close we are to the other side. You know what I mean? And so I just wanted to be here for, like, life isn't about myself anymore. That's why I'm here. I realized, like, okay, I'm not doing life for me. So in doing life for them is doing it for me.
So so I'm not confused. You woke up one day and said, hey, I got to make a change here.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, I
This is a
mean, so I'm
crazy
trying to figure out
story.
how it happened.
Okay,
And
so I had already realized that, hey, you say you love God, but you need pills in order to thrive. That's pretty messed up, girl. You are not as strong as you say you are. You know what I mean? Like, I believe in fasting, I believe in gut health, I believe in a healthy life. You know, I saw people that I love because of not having enough money, like be not have healthy lives because of what they had to eat. So I choose not to eat things like pork. You know what I mean? I choose to be healthy, and I can abstain from certain things, but I need pills to like get up and do things. That sucks. You know what I mean? And I don't know. You know, somebody said something to me once, and they said I was supposed to be happy. I stopped showing up for some of my friends. Like, I'd make plans and I wouldn't be there, and it wasn't because I didn't love them or because I didn't want to be there. I just wasn't well enough to do it. I wanted to, but I didn't. And so somebody said to me once something that was so true, and it was so real, and all I had to do was accept it. They said, you want to know what they said?
oh, yes, ma'am.
How bad do you want to know?
You're asking me?
Yeah. Really bad.
Yeah, but now you got my curiosity all up there now.
Okay, so this person said they had something really special happen for them, and I was supposed to be excited for them. I was excited, but I was not healthy. I was ready to get home and take pain pills. I had been away for like 7 hours, and I was just like, great, I'm excited for you, congratulations. And they were like, wow, you're just like a crackhead. And I was just like, damn, that's true. You know what I mean? And so I was just like, man, this is not the life that I want. This is not why I live and breathe every day. Like, get it together, girl. Like, get up, work hard because you can, because everything is a choice, and just do it or not. And I chose to do it.
And because of that, you got clean.
That is why I'm here today. So that is why I say, I'll teach you how to do this. I'll stand with you and for you at the same time. I'll go through this with you, because I don't think that healing isn't just here and here you're healed. Healing is forever. And so that is why I'm here.
So now you use your experience, what you went through, to help other people.
That is exactly what I do.
And we're going to do a part 2, because I want to talk about how you're helping other people.
Absolutely.
Through the job you've had for about the past 4 months.
Yes.
So we'll have a part 2 on this.
But before we end this,
Okay.
I do want to say one thing that I do when I do help people. There's one thing that I do incorporate, and it's called the fix theory. So when I was in the Navy, I was a quartermaster in the Navy, and whenever we get it's interesting, because when you think of a fix and you think of an addict, you think of them wanting to get whatever substance they need, correct? Well, when I was in the Navy, a fix would be like, give me your position, kind of like where you are, like find out where you are. So we'd kind of use like three things, kind of like a lighthouse. You'd kind of choose 3 things kind of 60 degrees apart, and kind of give you your true location. So that's kind of what I use, like your logic, your structure, your compassion, to try to help tailor an idea, a possibility to help whatever organization that I try that asks me to help them. So I use the fix theory. So it's kind of like this imaginary place where I do my research, because I do believe that it has to be systematically done, and it has to be done strategically in order. There's not like a paper that I pass out to everybody. It's like, what's going on here? Where do you live? What are your thoughts? How are you feeling? What is this person dealing with? What have they seen? How can I help? How can we meet? How can we bridge this? You know what I mean? So I tailor everything I do based on where I've been, where they are, and where we could go. You know what I mean?